Hey guys, Zane Hyde here, bringing you another episode of Over Explained. Today, we are going to be playing main tank UTHER on Dragonshire. It's a little bit of a special game because the Kerrigan and Thrall on my team are both one-tricks, so I'm expecting some amount of competence from them, but I do let them know at the beginning of the game to follow up off of my E, find kills, and then GG. We're going to opt for the Hammer of the Lightbringer into the E build, so level 1 we get CD reduction off Hammer of Justice, and also some mana restoration, which is nice. We get move speed at 4, but you can opt for Holy Fire if you need it. At level 7, we're going to go for the Cleanse. Guardian of Ancient Kings is a fine substitute. Level 10, we're going to go Divine Shield. You can opt for Divine Storm if you feel like there's a good thing for you to interrupt, like a Mosh Pit or a Twilight Dream or a Sanctification or such. At 13, we're going to offer Well Met for that additional CC. Right here, I'm just going to walk directly into the bush, look to bait the enemy team onto me because I know I'm quite tanky with my armor and the Malfurion healing me, and we're actually going to find a good combo onto the enemy ATC and almost kill him. At that point in time, I'm going to go tap, take my resources, and go back around on the flank. At 16, we're going to offer Benediction for the double stun, which is kind of like an ultimate, and 20, you can either go Bulwark of Light or Redemption. Both are fine. If I do believe if you go the stun to just opt for Redemption instead, though. Right here, we do find a flank onto the white main because I went directly into the tri-bush that the enemy team was not controlling in vision. My poor Kerrigan ends up trading there, looking a little overzealous for a kill. We do end up trading 2 for 1, which isn't the best in the world, but hey, it's 1 up. What can we do, right? And right here, we're just going to look for a lot of auto attacks to start stacking up our quest. The beginning of the game can be quite boring on UTHER as you sit in the lane, just kind of auto attack for like 3 minutes straight. That's about how long it takes for you to get the quest, sometimes 2 if you're very efficient. We do find the stun into the root here and just kind of find free damage onto the Falstad, which is very nice, while our, as you can see on the minimap, the Tassadar and the Kerrigan are capturing that siege camp. We are dropping mid soak at the moment, so I do hope my Tassadar is going to rotate into mid because I sure as hell don't want to get out of this lane at any point in time. I do get scattered out by the Asmodin W there, correct usage by him to see if we're rotating safe or rotating aggro. And right there, the ETC has elected to use his slide. I heard the sound effects, so I knew that it happened. So we're just going to walk right on up, look for the stun, right? And we find the full CC train there of Kerrigan combo into my E, into Malfurion's E, into dead. There's a reason Dignitas consistently drafted a stun tank with a follow-up CC either on the support or the DPS, and then 2 burst DPS heroes. And that is because executing a CC train is one of the most threatening things you can do to enemy heroes. And this is the reason why vision really needs to be controlled, right? If you're the tank player, you need to control vision, you need to control rotations, you need to look for dismounts. If you're a ranged player especially, you need to look for dismounts because you've got an auto attack that can come in from far away. Right here, we're going to find the exact same thing. We're going to trade a lot of our resources to chunk the Asmodan a fair bit, down to about 1/3 of a bar. Don't quite find the kill there, but it is early days in the game, right? We don't have that much damage, and Asmodan is one of the chunkier DPSs in the game. Actually, the chunkiest DPS, if you want to think about him that way. We do see the Falstad flying, and I was worried that my Thrall was going to be attacked, so I pinged him back. But we find out that the Falstad actually just went mid. Maybe they were thinking that they had the DK. I'm not too sure on the logic of that rotation. I walk right up to towers here, look for the stun. We get the follow-up combo into the root. The root ends up missing, hits the white main, but misses the ETC, and he finds the slide into the tower damage, but I give my Kerrigan 25 armor, so she's pretty much fine. We are burning through Malfurion's mana bar in order to refund our HP, but we're double support, so we have a lot of options here. The reason UTHER main tank works is because he ticks almost all of the boxes that a tank needs. The only thing that he doesn't have is a consistent mobility tool that he can use to engage or disengage or to cross terrain. Instead, he has to play around vision very heavily, and since he doesn't really clear waves efficiently, you really want to be stacking your auto attack on a siege camp or a bridge camp in the early game if possible. Because you don't have that option for you, you do have to look for a little bit more creativity in your plays, right? Play a bit more like a Varian would at level 4. You're looking for those creative kills that you can get, and you want to just set up your CC trains as best as possible. Right here, we're just looking for a stun onto anything and looking for my Kerrigan to follow up. I do look for the Falstad here. I really want to get the Falstad, but I am zoning myself from the team quite incorrectly. I do get slit here and take a butt ton of damage, but that does overextend the Falstad. So my Kerrigan queues to a minion, finds a combo on him. We do end up missing the root, unfortunately. The Malfurion put it under the stun that I did rather than the root that the Kerrigan did, which is where it should have been placed. But tomato, we find good damage on them anyway, and it's kind of okay. I do end up going down here, but we trade for 2 enemy heroes because I did bait them out of the gate, and that was part of my intent. I was hoping that they would commit hard for me, and then I could just heal my team up and we could win that fight. On UTHER, you can just suicide to try to win a fight after you've spent all your abilities and all your cooldowns are on CD, because if you want to think of it this way, dying is the easiest way for you to get more healing going on for you, right? Dying is the fastest way for you to achieve more healing. It allows you to burst for your team, but it also gives you a good sustained throughput, right? And it's kind of a bait. Inting on UTHER and Tyrael often isn't incorrect, and Leoric by extension. just because utilizing your death trait is actually part of the character. I know this sounds like a little bit of a meme. Oh, I meant to die there, haha. But it really is the truth. It's genuinely something you can do on Uther in order to win a fight is just, you know, into your bar. Allow them to focus their spells on you. They don't have any spells, and now your teammates can clean up the fight. Ideally, your teammates stick in, of course. Sometimes you may want to party up with allies in order to ensure this happens. I do find the stun here. I pinged multiple times, but my team had no faith and didn't follow. Unfortunate. I think that if this was competitive, we'd definitely find the kill there. But we're kind of playing a little bit scared because we don't have the task jar. I'm not sure if that's the correct call per se, but hey, what can we do? I am rotating back into the siege camp, but my team isn't here. We're clearing mid-wave. Okay, this time it's definitely incorrect to invade because we're clearing a wave right now. And you don't want to mix the two together. You want to clear waves and then kill, or kill then clear waves. But the kill has to happen very fast in the second case. Right here, I'm just going to wait for the white main to overextend onto the point. I'm ignoring the false start completely because he has the E. I just want to get the white main. And as you can see, the false start E'd out to the left side, and the white main has no mobility tool, so she's just going to pop right there. We do get 10. I'm going to immediately lock in D-Shield. I want to use D-Shield to enable one of my heroes to go hyper aggressive, to go into kind of crazy positions that can't really be punished by anything on the enemy team. They don't really have any time stops. They do have Gust, which they can use on the rest of the team at the end of the Divine Shield, thus isolating a hero. That's a little more of a technical play. I do end up just stunning the ETC here because I was tired of fishing for the Falstad. We do end up finding a good damage trade, and then we can see that the Malfurion has innervated our Kerrigan for additional CDs, which is a very effective way to increase her damage throughput. We're just backing up here because I am tanking quite a bit of the Falstad W. As you can see in the top left, he is the W build, which has quite a fair chunk of damage, especially post 13 once he picks up the 20% increase per strike hit. Right here, we're just playing chill, letting our siege giants do their thing, you know, siege down slowly. We don't have to go over aggressive here. There's no reason to. We have control over the bottom point, and we're scaling. We have a level up on our opponent. Here, Kerrigan opts to go clear the mid-wave, and the second she shows, I have to back up because I'm no longer scary. Remember, tanks are targeting computers. They're not the damage themselves, typically. You will have an amount of damage on you, but the more important thing is that you set up your DPS efficiently so that they can deal damage, rather than setting yourself up necessarily. Unfortunately, SL doesn't really teach this habit, unless you find yourself playing with a friend who you can enable and, you know, trust to be able to follow up on your abilities. And it is something you really get more of a sense of in competitive, I feel, than anything else. Check out NGS and HL if you're looking for a competitive team, no matter what rank you are. I always do that promotion, not because they pay me or anything, but because I genuinely believe it's a better way to play the game, and it's way more fun. Right here, we're just opting to clear mid-wave because my team is making a gank to top. Sometimes as a tank, you end up clearing waves. It's not ideal because you'd rather be not showing, but if it happens, it happens. Ideally, you catch at the towers, or you play a hero like Blaze, who has fantastic wave clear and can main tank quite well with his vision control off his Q, his W, and his engage. Right there, my Malfurion managed to find enough healing to keep my Kerrigan alive, plus her shielding managed to do good work, and then here I just find the stun directly onto the Rexar, and then I start body blocking. I know that I'm going to get stunned by the bear, so I don't really go for the body block that seriously, but right here, I do find the Eon to the white main. We are able to just blow her up. So that is 3 kills for our side, 2-0 for the opponent. Very good. Our Thrall has burned through his entire mana bar, as you can see, and we are able to catch top point while Tashdar holds off the ETC mid, preventing them from getting the cap. Now, main tank Uther wants to look for flanks. You want to play like a Varian at level 4. Again, you want to look for creative plays that come from out of vision, right? You want to have heroes that can clear waves by themselves without needing you. You ideally don't go Holy Fire, although in SL you will have to from time to time. Right there, I just kind of stunned the ETC just so that I can get some move speed and run away. I didn't know if he had his DPS with him, so if I stun him, he can't stun me, and then I have the move speed to run away with. You can use the E as a mobility tool, although it is ghetto as all hell. Just 25% increased mobility, right? It's not the best thing in the world. Right here, we do find the root, and we do find the into combo. We do get the cleanse out from the white main, so that means the next time we do something like that, she's either going to have to ult, they're going to have to Mighty Gust, or that thing is going to die. You do take 2-stage fights from time to time, and here's the Storm, where you kind of have that first engage, where you get out the cooldown, and then the second engage, where you actually kill something. Here we have the slide. I'm going to snap D-shield my Taster. I know he's going to die if he takes that damage from that Falstad. And then right here, they get a 4-man Reckoning. With a mosh pit, and you can see white main's bar just immediately goes to full, but then we pop our Maelstrom, we go in with the combo, and we just start eating. Right here, we're just going to find the final stun onto the ETC. I do believe he gets out. No, he doesn't get out. I was surprised by that. And right here, we just look to push in bottom with our advantage. Again, Kerrigan is a one-trick, right? I can expect competence from her. Malfurion just has to follow up, so it's really easy for him, right? Tassadar just needs to follow up as well. We've set up the game really, really simply so that we have ourselves in a good position for victory. And really, this is what you want to do, right? Set yourself up for victory by giving yourself a nice, easy comp with lots of power. That's the most important thing for you to do in order to guarantee victory in SL. Now, that might not necessarily look like main tank UTHER, but if you're playing with a friend, especially a DPS player, you can really look to enable people and get a taste for how good it feels when you set up people to find a play, right? It's like setting up a house of cards or a pile of dominoes, right, for your child, I guess, to knock over. That would be a strange scenario where you set it up for your friend to knock over. This analogy is not working at all. Please forget that I said it. Anyway, at this point in time, we are reaching 16 shortly with Benediction. We do have a lot of control of the map right now. Thrall is battling on top point to ensure that he keeps that point long enough for us to cap the DK. It does. He does end up popping Earthquake, as you can see in this corner right here, right? That is EQ gone. But unfortunately, or rather fortunately, he is able to survive, back up, defend top, and we're able to get the DK and just start pushing bottom in here. I do get the stun onto the ETC, but I don't have any follow-up because my Malfurion is a bit far back. I believe he went to top. I'm not quite sure. And my Tastar is mid for some reason, which is definitely incorrect here. We're just looking for the damage onto the keep right here. And if we are capable of finding kills, we can potentially end the game. So that is maybe in the cards for us. Excuse me. Right here, we're just mounting up. It's very important on any tank that you mount up constantly because this is a free 30% movement speed increase, and that's really valuable. I intentionally make distance from my Kerrigan here and then immediately de-shield her. She's going to Maelstrom and start running at the enemy team. I'm going to double stun the Rexar, and then I'm just going to try to get out of the Divine Reckoning because I want to reduce the healing that's coming in from the White Mane. We do find a lot of damage onto this ETC, who has utilized his Mosh Pit, but not quite his slide. We do find the Gust, but not before we kill Misha. We've still got a fair amount of cooldowns here. We're very scary with our cooldowns. We do find a fantastic combo just right on the edge there from the Kerrigan, able to just delete the Falstad. I find a last second heal onto my Kerrigan, saving her, and then we're going to get a root that's going to result in the sleep, into the stun from me, into the follow-up from the Kerrigan, who's then, again, the start of the show, really able to find the kill. I just barely managed to save her right here with the healing. I really should have allowed myself to die in order to heal her better. I think this was definitely a misplay by me, but I really wanted to be there for the core so that I could heal them for the core instead. Right here, I believe I say, let me die. So that I can heal. And right there, I do die, and then I just start pumping heals into my team. This is the second time this game I ended up doing this, and that's pretty much the game. You do want to work hard on UTHER. Sorry, you do want to work smart on UTHER, not hard, right? You want to set up combos where your DPS can actually follow up. So as an exercise, see if you can practice that, ideally with a friend, as I've said multiple times. That's going to do it for today, guys. GG's. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you in the Nexus. Also, just as a reminder, we do have coaching available at the Nexus Schoolhouse if you'd like to check that out. Ooh, that's a pretty skin. Okay, now we're actually done. Bye!